In this tutorial, we will create a meal plan manually, that is, without using the menu generator, and discover all the options of the module. Let's start by adding cereal to our breakfast. You can do this in 3 ways. Either by using quick access foods, or, if you know it, by typing the ID of the food, or by using the search function with keywords. So let's look for puffed rice. If you use this food often, then add it to the basic foods in the appropriate category to find it more quickly. If you include a food that is contraindicated, or that is part of the subject's allergies or aversions, a message will warn you, and a small icon will be attached to the label of the food. By clicking on it, you can easily replace it with an equivalent food. To save time, we are going to take a menu that is already well advanced. As you enter food items, the stats update. Deficiencies appear in orange, and excesses in red. Concerning carbohydrates, proteins and lipids, deficiencies and excesses are indicated at the level of the day, the week and the total period. Regarding vitamins and minerals, the indications are only reported for the week and the total period. Note that the miscellaneous column indicates the percentage of energy provided by organic acids, polyols and dietary fibers. If a nutrient needed for menu control is missing, click on the micronutrient label and choose to display it. If the nutrient is not in the standard list, you can add it by clicking on Add Remove. Then you have to show it. You can save this nutrient configuration to find it as it is next time. Deficiencies and excesses are determined in relation to needs that you can modify. The energy needs are set on the daily energy expenditure, which is indicated here, and which you can adjust. We will round up to 2,200. A click on the calories of the day allows you to view the needs, naturally adjusted to the initial daily energy expenditure. Another click to view, and if necessary, to change the energy settings. Let's match the energy objective with the daily energy expenditure that we had rounded up to 2,200 calories. The modification concerns only the day on which we clicked. To extend the scope of a modification to all days of the week or period, do this by clicking on the calories of the week or period. In the same way, you can adjust the micronutrient needs. You can also control the number of extras you allow, 1 extra providing an average of 1.4 grams of protein, 2.4 grams of lipids, and 5.4 grams of carbohydrates, that is approximately 50 calories. The quantity of additional water to be consumed during the day. Endogenous vitamin D created by normal sun exposure. Checking this box adds 7 micrograms of vitamin D per day. Finally, the chlorine and sodium contained in extra salt added at the table. Checking this box adds 6 grams of sodium chloride per day. That is 2.4 grams of sodium and 3.6 grams of chloride. Now let's see how to adjust this menu that has a slight vitamin C deficiency. First, you can list the foods richest in vitamin C and include some of them in the menu. The vitamin C intake per 100 grams is indicated in front of the food. So I'm going to add parsley and the green beans. Second, you can replace a food with an equivalent that is higher in vitamin C. Let's click on the vitamin C supply of beans, then, on More Vitamin C, and select a better source, like mashed broccoli. This replacement effectively solves the problem. Now, let's tackle the slight excess of protein. The grid shows that the most important contributions come from cooked ham and chicken breast. You can either replace one of these foods with another, lower in protein, or reduce the portion. Let's click on the proteins of cooked ham. The list of replacement foods is divided into 3 parts. Foods of the same category appear first: charcuterie, main course. Then come the foods of the parent category, charcuterie. Then, by sliding to others, the foods of the same family, namely charcuterie and cured meat, are displayed. There are therefore 2 food classification systems, that of the categories, managed by Nutrilog, used in the menus by distribution and for the automatic generation of menus, and that of families, less precise, which is the official classification system associated with the database. In front of each suggestion is indicated the amount of protein that will be added or removed after the replacement. By choosing the white sausage, I see that it will reduce the protein intake by 10 grams, which allows us to reach our objective. However, it has slightly increased the lipids. By replacing the chocolate cake by a fruit tartlet, we achieve the balance. At any time, you can consult the intake for the day or the period by clicking on Analysis. On this report, you see the level of fulfillment of needs. For vitamin C, we can read an intake of 141 milligrams, covering 118% of the needs. The graphical representation of intake is limited to 300% of nutritional requirements. In each sector is indicated the percentage of available data. For sodium, 100% indicates that the sodium content is known for all foods included in the menu. For vitamin C, 94% indicates that there are few missing values. We can verify this by returning to the menu. In the vitamin C column, we can see that only one content is missing, that of the all-bran food. For chromium, omega-3 and 6, the intakes are nil, because no value is available. The SQL database does not in fact manage these nutrients. Remember therefore, that a deficiency intake can be due to a critical lack of data relating to the nutrient. Finally, for sugar, an intake is well indicated, but as no need is officially established, no graphic representation is possible. To save time when developing the menu, train yourself to use the copy-paste functions, accessible at the level of the food, the meal, and the day. To collapse a meal, a day, or a week, you can click on the side color stripes. It's faster. The comments option allows you to attach any kind of additional information to meals or days. An asterisk next to the meal or to the day reminds you that a comment has been added. If you want comments to appear in reports, check the Show Comments option. It may be more efficient to create a menu from a food diary already entered by the patient. This saves time and allows you to better stick to his habits. To do this, choose New Menu and load the appropriate food diary. You then have to adjust a few portions, replace some foods, or add others. You can also import a menu or a food diary made for another patient. This allows you, for example, to develop standard menus libraries that can be reused at your convenience. Once the menu has been imported, you can request a readjustment of the portions to meet the patient's energy needs. Finally, you may have noticed abbreviations in the labels of some foods, such as here, for leek and potato soup DR. You will find the meaning of DR in the list of abbreviations available here. DR is therefore the abbreviation of dehydrated and reconstituted. Thanks for listening to this tutorial on creating a menu manually.